I'm joined by Penny Nance, who is the president and CEO of Concerned Women for America. She agrees with the Susan G. Komen Foundation. And Dr. Sreedhar Potarazu is the CEO of Vital Spring Technologies, and he disagrees with this move. Dr. P., let's start with you. Why do you disagree?
I think that, number one, the Komen Foundation has no business in actually introducing politics into this. They, in fact, did bow to political pressure. I think that the second point is that their focus should be on nothing but providing access to care for women with breast cancer. As a doctor, I have no means of denying care, even if somebody's an axe murderer, and they clearly violated what she just said. And, you know, this morning's retraction about taking a different stance, that this really wasn't about political pressure. It was because the funding wasn't going directly to the providers.
Here's one of the main issues here, Doctor, and I want Penny to address this is a private foundation. They raise money, millions of dollars, and shouldn't they be allowed to use that money to the best of their ability, for these donors and the private individuals who give them this money? Penny, isn't that a big part of this?
Well, basically, Martha, that Susan G. Komen Foundation made a two-pronged business decision. Number one, Planned Parenthood doesn't do mammograms, and they were basically a pass-through to other organizations. They just cut out the middleman, which makes very good business sense. The second thing is they don't want their good brand tarnished by the dirtiness of Planned Parenthood, who does 1 out of every 4 abortions in this country, is under investigation by Congress, has had 107 criminal charges filed against it, has been caught on camera aiding and abetting someone that several people that they think are pimps or sex traffickers, or have been in trouble in court.
All right, I get your drift, and clearly there have been a lot of issues. So, Dr. P., Penny's point is that they're choosing where their money should go, and they're basically saying they have a lot of questions about Planned Parenthood. So, shouldn't they have the option to not use their money in this way? When she says pass through, it's you can go in there and you can get basically a physical screening by a physician, but you can't get an actual mammogram there, and they want the money to go straight to those entities.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with two things there. Number one is that if they don't, I agree that they're not providing the mammograms themselves, but unless they're actually going to go out and buy the machines and do the mammograms, and no matter
then
what
why
instance.
Give it to them? Why give them money for mammograms if they're not going to do it?
All right, go ahead, Dr. P. Give it your thoughts. You have 2 points to make.
It doesn't really matter. But there's always going to be some kind of pass-through. So that argument doesn't really fly because they're paying the insurance companies to pay the providers. They're not running the mammograms themselves.
Got it.
The second thing is, if you're going to be in health care, you don't have the prerogative to pick and choose. Like I said earlier, some of the things with Planned Parenthood may or may not be true. But at the end of the day, the focus is on helping women resolve this issue and make sure they don't get breast cancer. So the background behind that and everything else doesn't really matter. There's no picking and choosing.
I want to get to one other issue in here. I think you both laid out your feelings very well. There's an issue, Penny, that has been brought up with one of the new vice presidents of the Komen organization, who's very pro-life. They feel that ever since she got there, it's been the mission of the Komen Foundation to extricate itself from any relationship with Planned Parenthood because of her political beliefs, that she doesn't want anything to do with this organization. Can you respond to that?
I don't know anything about that. I've never been in contact with this woman. I think they're just making a good business decision. As you pointed out, Martha, they are a private organization. Why dirty their hands with Planned Parenthood? CWA has a report that details everything I just talked about called Cutting the Cord. Go to our website and look it up. They are an organization that is making all their money through abortion and has all kinds of legal problems. They're making a good business decision. They're going at getting the middleman out of the way, going straight to the provider, the healthcare providers, and they are helping women.
Thank you.
And we're telling our people to help them out and write them a check.
Dr. P. and Penny, thank you very much. This debate is clearly going to rage on, but the point remains that it's a private organization, and perhaps they should be able to spend their money however they see fit. They're getting a backlash for that. But apparently both organizations, Planned Parenthood and the Komen Foundation, have been raking in donations as a result of this controversy. So we thank you both for being here today.